All right, moving on, Hurricane Milton, which exploded in strength to become a potentially catastrophic Category 5 storm, is now approaching Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula as Category 4 storm. It is threatening the U.S. state with a second ferocious hurricane in as many weeks. Milton, which is forecast to batter Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula as it turns eastward, earlier rapidly intensified to the highest category on a scale of 5, triggering evacuation orders and warnings of savage conditions on Florida's west coast. Officials are warning that the rapidly approaching Hurricane Milton presents a multi-hazard event that will bring storm surges, flooding, and power outages.
So let's look at the current statistics. Maximum wind speeds of 180 miles per hour, pressure down to 905 millibars, movement to the east at 10. And the question everybody wants to know is where will Milton go and what sort of impacts it will bring. Generally going to continue moving to the east overnight tonight and then gradually turn towards the northeast on the day on Tuesday and approach the Florida Peninsula on Wednesday. Here you can see just offshore the Florida Peninsula, 1 p.m. Wednesday, with max winds of 145 miles per hour.
Communities hit by Hurricane Helene, which slammed Florida late last month, raced to remove debris that could become dangerous projectiles as Milton barrels in. Residents on the low-lying island have been piling up debris from Helene's flooding in their front yards for removal.
But obviously the bigger issue this time for us to deal with is going to be the wind, that's going to be coming through, given its closeness to us and directness of this. And as you can look around us, we've got a lot of people that put a lot of stuff on their front yards, and all this stuff is just wind fodder that's going to just be blowing down the street and hitting who knows what.
The U.S. state of Florida set up beds for emergency workers inside a stadium ahead of the arrival of Hurricane Milton. At Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, green-colored beds were seen on the field. An update posted on the website of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said that 10,000 people base camp was being established at the stadium to support operations and first responders. The White House said that President Joe Biden was being regularly briefed on Hurricane Milton and that he has mobilized extra resources and personnel to prepare for its impact. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris asked the population of Florida to heed evacuation warnings as Hurricane Milton rapidly intensified.
I just got off the phone with Administrator Criswell at FEMA, and I cannot stress enough to all the folks in Florida, in the Tampa area, please listen to evacuation orders. Please listen to your local officials, because I know a lot of folks out there have survived these hurricanes before. This one is going to be very, very serious. And I urge you to please just grab whatever you need. Listen to the orders you're getting from your local officials. They know what they're telling you, and they know what Milton is about to be. So please do that.
Massive traffic was seen on Florida highways as residents living in the Tampa area attempted to evacuate as the hurricane approached. Florida authorities have issued mandatory evacuations order for areas including some parts of Tampa, a metropolitan area of more than 3 million people that could take a direct hit. If the storm stays on the current track, it will be the worst storm to impact the Tampa area in over 100 years. This is what the National Weather Service said. Governor Ron DeSantis has declared 51 of Florida's 67 counties under a state of emergency.
We've established a temporary base camp at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg to support ongoing operations, not just with the current debris mission, but also post-landfall first responder missions. So you should have a plan, and you should be executing your plan, particularly if you're on the west coast of the Florida Peninsula. These evacuation orders have gone out in many of those places. I know more will be coming in areas that have not yet done that. Now's the time to do it.
Rainfall of 10 inches with localized spots of up to 15 inches are expected to cause severe flash flooding. In Mexico's Yucatan, workers boarded up glass doors and windows, fishermen hauled boats ashore, and schools were suspended.
We are complying with the protocols established for this type of emergency. The shelters have been set up and we are working on the final details to start receiving families who want to take refuge in a safe place.
A las familias que quieran refugiarse en un lugar seguro.